Why do some flooring companies double their revenue in a single year while others stay stuck at the same number for a decade? It's not because they work harder, most of them actually work less. The difference is they figured out how to scale their flooring business without being on every single job. Today I'm breaking down exactly what they do differently and how you can start doing it too. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 3 biggest questions I hear from flooring company owners who are ready to grow. First, how do you scale without burning out or sacrificing the quality that got you here in the first place? Second, what should you actually focus on first? Is it more leads, more crews, better systems? I'll give you the exact priority order. And third, what's actually working right now in 2026 to scale a flooring company? Not theory from 10 years ago, what's getting results today? Let's get into it. Think about a plant growing inside a glass jar with lids screwed on tight. You can give that plant the best soil, perfect sunlight, water it every single day, but it only ever grows as tall as that lid allows. At some point, it hits the glass and just stops. That's what's happening in most flooring businesses. The owner is the lid. You're doing the estimates, managing the crews, handling the complaints, chasing the payments, and your business can only grow to the size of what you can personally handle, no bigger. The flooring companies that scale, they figured out how to take the lid off. They stopped being the ceiling of their own company. And that's the mindset shift we need to talk about first. Because until you understand this, none of the tactics I'm about to share will actually work for you. See, scaling isn't just about getting more jobs. It's about building a business that runs without you on every single job. You can't scale personal judgment. If everything depends on your expertise and your decision making, growth is impossible. The goal here is predictable growth, not just busy months followed by panic. And here's the hard truth. The systems and processes that got you to where you are right now, they're probably not the systems that will take you to the next level. So why do most flooring companies stay stuck? Simple. The owners are trading hours for dollars they won't step back from the work. Think about your typical day. You're estimating jobs, you're managing crews, you're handling customer complaints, you're chasing payments, and when all your time is filled doing that stuff, there's no time left to actually build the business. Here's the thing that's hard to hear. If you're over-involved, you're probably your own bottleneck. The more you do, the less your employees do, and the less you end up earning because of it. When you make all the important decisions yourself and do tasks you should be handing off, you're holding your company back from the growth and profits you're actually capable of achieving. Your business can only grow to the size of what you can personally handle. That's the ceiling, unless you learn how to delegate. Now, before you go out and start hiring people and chasing more leads, you need to understand something critical. Scaling too quickly without the right structure is like building a second story on a crumbling foundation. It's going to collapse. Growth without control is a recipe for burnout. The flooring companies that scale successfully, they replace scattered spreadsheets, sticky notes, and endless phone calls with actual systems that keep every job, every crew, and every customer on track. Without proper systems, every small project delay causes disruption that leads to financial problems. And growth without standards, that can quickly destroy the reputation you've worked hard to build. The companies that scale best aren't just adding more people. They're giving their teams the structure and technology to stay efficient at every stage of growth. So what does this actually look like? It means systemizing your estimates, your follow-ups, your scheduling. If all of that lives in your head right now, you are the bottleneck. It means creating standard operating procedures for various tasks, SOPs. These ensure consistency and efficiency. They help new hires get up to speed quickly, and they let you step back without things falling through the cracks. Document exactly what your best people look for. Turn that tribal knowledge, the stuff that's just in people's heads, into simple checklists and guides that anyone can follow. Here's something that might surprise you. The best craftsmen actually love good systems. Instead of feeling restricted, they feel supported. They can focus on their craft while knowing everyone else is maintaining the same standards. All right, let's talk about the hardest part of all of this, getting off the tools. You cannot scale a flooring business if you're still on the tools every single day. The owner has to step back. Now, I know a lot of flooring business owners hesitate to delegate. Now, here's something most people get wrong about hiring. Your first hire shouldn't necessarily be another tradesperson. Consider a bookkeeper first. Get your finances handled, then hire a field crew so you can actually focus on the business. And once you've got a small crew going, your next priority should be finding a working foreman, someone who can run jobs, manage the team, handle basic logistics. That's when things really start to open up. So what should you actually delegate first? Make it your goal to hand off at least half of everything you currently do and decisions you currently make to someone who's accountable for them. Start by identifying which tasks are essential for you to handle personally and which can just go to someone else. Repetitive tasks that follow a clear process and don't require your specific expertise, those go first. Tasks that are necessary but don't directly contribute to business growth, admin work, bookkeeping, scheduling, hand all those off. And tasks that others can honestly do more efficiently than you, let them do it. Before you hand off each responsibility, take time to teach them what it takes to get it done right. Explain the process. Discuss how much financial authority they have for decisions, and set follow-up times to review progress together. Now let me warn you about some problems you're going to run into as you scale. If you know they're coming, you can handle them better. First is inconsistent workmanship. Without clear expectations, one job shines while another falls short. That's a systems problem. Second is communication. New hires might not fully understand what the client wants or how your company operates. Third is scheduling chaos. Crews get double booked, materials don't get ordered on time, jobs fall behind. Fourth is communication breakdowns with customers. They call for project updates, but the details are scattered across different files or different people's heads. And fifth, rising admin costs. You or your office manager ends up spending hours on paperwork instead of focusing on growth. All these problems can be solved with better systems. That's why we talked about that first. All right, let's talk about hiring. Here's a key principle. Hire slightly ahead of demand, not after you're already drowning. If you wait until you're desperate, you'll make bad hires just to fill that gap. Now, labor shortages affect a huge portion of construction firms right now. It's one of the leading causes of project delays. So investing in your hiring process is not optional anymore. It's essential. And here's the thing, hiring more installers should mean getting more work done. But without the right systems, each new crew just multiplies the complexity. More people, more problems. Training and quality control often get overlooked in the rush to meet demand. But growth without standards is going to erode your reputation fast. Finding good people takes an actual plan. Most flooring business owners don't spend time or effort looking for help. They just hope someone perfect shows up at their doorstep. That's not a strategy. One more thing, consider subcontractors as you scale. They give you flexibility without that long-term commitment. You can test roles before creating permanent positions. Now let's switch gears to the marketing side because you need leads to fuel the growth. Ads, Google and Facebook are the fastest lever you can pull for more customers. You turn them on, leads start coming in. SEO is the long game here, but the best way to build it is collecting a massive amount of reviews. You want to incentivize your staff to ask for reviews after every single job. Make it part of the process, not an afterthought. More 5-star reviews means better local SEO, which means free leads over time. So combine paid ads now with review collection. That way, you're building organic visibility while you grow. And here's a mistake I see all the time. Flooring companies stop estimating when they get busy. Then work dries up because they weren't continually filling the pipeline. And suddenly, you're using future profits just to cover that overhead. Don't do that. Keep building your backlog while you work through current projects. One more thing on leads. Speed to lead matters even more at scale. You need a process so leads don't slip through the cracks. Relying on memory or sticky notes causes missed follow-ups and lost deals. A structured CRM keeps leads organized, automates reminders, and helps you track which strategies actually bring in the most revenue. This creates a repeatable, scalable sales process that increases close rates and supports your long-term growth. As leads pile up, some prospects never get a call back, and that hurts your reputation because a single negative experience can outweigh a lot of positive ones. Let's talk about something that kills more growing businesses than almost anything else: cash flow. Cash flow is often one of the biggest hurdles during business growth. Even if sales are strong, late payments or poor tracking can stall profitable operations. Here's the challenge with flooring. Unlike a lot of industries where customers pay up front, you often wait for payment until the job's done. But meanwhile, you're still covering expenses for materials, labor, and overhead. You've got to monitor invoices, manage expenses, and forecast cash flow, so you always know where your money's going. Staying on top of this ensures you can hire crews, buy materials, and keep projects moving without financial strain. And remember what I said earlier, never take your foot completely off the gas when it comes to estimating. You never know when work will dry up or project delays will mess with your accounts receivable. Here's a simple truth: you cannot scale what you don't measure. You need to track your cost per lead, your close rate, your average job value. These metrics tell you if growth is actually profitable or if you're just spinning your wheels. Know the difference between margin and markup. A A lot of flooring company owners think they're running healthy margins when they're actually operating in the danger zone. Here's a warning sign. If you're booked out for weeks, but you still can't pay yourself a decent salary, your pricing is broken. Jobs are making money on paper, but you're just treading water in reality. If jobs are making money on paper, but you're just treading water in reality, that's a sign to look harder at your numbers. And that brings us to pricing. This might be the most important thing I say in this whole video. Scaling on thin margins is a trap. If demand for your services exceeds your capacity to deliver, you have pricing power. You should be raising prices until you have just enough work to keep your schedule full. Most flooring company owners do the exact opposite. They stay at the same prices, work themselves to exhaustion, and wonder why they can't get ahead. Think about this. If you raise your prices significantly and would keep most of your customers, that's a sign you're underpriced right now. Yeah, you might lose a few customers, but probably not the ones you actually want to keep. Price-sensitive customers who leave over a reasonable increase were likely costing you more than they were worth anyway. Raising your prices is a normal, healthy part of business growth. And when done tactfully, customers understand. But here's the key. If you raise prices, you have to raise the level of service too. The clients willing to pay premium pricing expect premium service. If you sell it, you have to deliver it. Focus on fewer jobs with higher margins rather than running around trying to manage more jobs with lower margins. That's how you actually build wealth in this business. So what does this all lead to? What does success actually look like? A business that grows without consuming its owner's life. The ability to take time off, even weeks, without emergency calls or urgent decisions piling up. A team that takes ownership, shows up consistently, and doesn't need you standing over their shoulder on every job. More time to focus on strategic priorities, generating sales, building customer relationships, developing your best people, predictable revenue, strong margins, and the freedom to choose which projects you take on. Now let me give you some real talk on timeline. There's no magic number here. Some flooring companies see meaningful progress within a year or two. Others need several years to build a truly scalable operation. What's clear is it won't happen overnight, especially without a strategy and a structured approach. But here's what I want you to take away from this. Growth doesn't happen overnight, but with the right systems in place, it becomes inevitable. And remember, the goal isn't to just build a bigger business. It's to build a better business, one that works for you instead of you working for it. Now, everything I just shared with you depends on one thing, having enough leads coming in the door to actually fuel that growth. You can have the best systems, the best crew, the best pricing strategy, but if the phone isn't ringing, none of it matters. That's why I put together a video showing you exactly how to run Facebook ads for your flooring business. The strategy that's working right now to bring in quality leads consistently, not just tire kickers. Click right here to watch that next, and I'll show you how to turn on the faucet so you've actually got jobs to scale with.